Hello everyone, and welcome to another cup draw video for the PCN, as we always say around here. With me tonight, got a special thing for you, but we got Adam.
Yes sir, yes sir, yes sir.
And we have Vape.
What up? Ooh, okay.
I honestly thought someone got on your account there for a second.
What are you talking about?
This is a little much.
Hey.
So yeah, I got some cup stuff here tonight. We're going to be trying to do this potentially every Monday for the rest of the season. We'll be bringing you some live cup draws, so mark this on your calendar for some hot, fresh cup action. So tonight we've got a couple things to take care of. We've got to look back at the World Cup group stage and then take a look at the quarterfinal draw. And we also need to do the League Cup round of 32 review and draw the round of 16. So we'll go ahead and take a look at the draw so far in the World Cup. So we've got the info page here on League Republic as always. And down here we have the results from the group stage. So Group A was definitely a very tough group. Orlando managed to come out on top with 7 points. Chelsea surprisingly was able to pip Inter into second with 5 points. Inter finishing third on 4 points. Fiorentina bringing up the rear in a tough group on 0. But I think we got to talk about Chelsea for a second. They drew Inter last night to clinch their place into the knockouts. So how surprised are you guys by that?
It honestly was pretty. It was pretty surprising, you know. I mean, it was a pretty tough group, but I mean, I wouldn't expect Inter to fall out of Group A, out of the teams there. I mean, with Chelsea and Orlando advancing, I would have said beforehand, you know, it would be Chelsea, but it's the shock of these cups, you know. Anything can happen.
Yeah, definitely one of the favorites. I think out already in the cup. And we saw it again in Group B, where Atlanta was able to go undefeated, get 9 points, win the group. Lyon brought up second, obviously a good team in their own right with 6 points. And they moved on because they were able to beat Juventus last night, who finished third on 3 points. And then Dortmund again, tough group, team that's struggling in Super League, brought up the rear with no points. So that's Juve and Inter, two of your traditional powers, out already.
No, yeah, seen that group. Lyon coming up with a big 3-0 win against Juve. Pretty dominant performance there. I know Atlanta had Dortmund twice last night. Only managed to scrap up a draw in the league, in the Super League, but got a handle victory 3-1 over them in the Royal Cup. So sends them through undefeated.
Yeah,
Sure, Excel's a fan of that.
The T in ATL stands for tie.
Yep.
We're not here to talk about the league results, but that draw from Atlanta and Dortmund is kind of a fascinating one on paper.
That is very true.
But moving on to Group C, which was a bit of an interesting group. Man City was able to take the top spot on 7 points. My Milan team was able to not bottle last night. We did take care of Lazio, got our first win in the group, and we'll be moving on as well. Lazio did finish third with a default win over Villarreal, and Villarreal, who team a bit in crisis, actually showed up last night and gave Man City a pretty good game, but they did fall and they finished last in the group. Probably the two teams I think in the end you'd expect to go through. Definitely some I think every team in the group maybe is disappointed with where they are in the league, but I think we all have had a chance to do something in the cup, and obviously us at Milan and Man City have moved on. And last group is Group D. So this was a very competitive group. This was, I don't think when we went into it we said this was the I think A and B was like where I think the focus was for the group of death, but it really was kind of Group D. Benfica needed a point last night to see their way through, finishing up 5 points in first, and then Real Madrid and Valencia went head to head last night in the marquee matchup. And although Valencia did win, Real Madrid's win earlier in the night against Wolverhampton by a score of 7-3 gave them the goal differential they needed to go through. So really, really competitive group. Only 2 points from first to last. Were you guys surprised that the two Super League teams came out, or?
I mean, going into it, kind of what it was expected. Me playing on Valencia, that was a fun little games last night against Benfica and Real Madrid, two Super League big teams. I know Benfica gave us a run there towards the end. They came back into it really. I think we were up 2-0, and game ended up 3-3. So it was a fun little game versus Benfica and them, and then Real Madrid in the marquee matchup. Yeah, it was a good little game, but we had not realized the score got put in since there was going to some stuff behind the scenes was happening. So we didn't realize what the score was. So we were like, let's just go win this and hope the score line wasn't enough to send them through. But then once we saw after it was 7-3, we were like, yep, we needed a lot more goals than what we had gotten. But I mean, it was a fun group to play in against all three teams.
Yeah, it was. We couldn't commentate that game last night. Just technical issues on our end.
Yeah, all those teams are pretty good teams for the most part. I mean, at the end of the day, you would expect both Super League teams to go through, but Valencia and Wolverhampton definitely showed their quality when they could.
Yep, I think it's. I think overall, I don't think there's any huge shocks. I think for those two, Benfica and Real Madrid going through, but Valencia and Wolves certainly did themselves proud. So that means the top two from each group are going to be moving on. So that means Orlando, Chelsea, Atlanta, Lyon, Man City, Milan, and then Benfica, Real Madrid. So if we go back up here to the info post, basically it kind of explains how everything happens. It's sort of this paragraph right here. So basically, you can't match up with the team in your group, but you also can't match up with the team that finished in the same place as you. So, for example, if you look at Lyon, they can't play Atlanta, but they also can't play these teams in second. So they would get the only teams they can match up with are Benfica, Man City, and Orlando. So I will do the best I can. I usually do these offline in the past, which made it easier. So hopefully doing it live.
Already making excuses because you can't rig it.
Too bad. It's just a little.
Me and Babe are gonna correct them. We're here. It's okay.
But I'm here to bring the content. So let's go ahead and move on to our two lists. So this is the group winners here and the group runners up here. So once I draw one team here, I'm going to... Actually, let me bring that back up just because it'll be helpful for me. Sorry, I'm not perfect.
Wow.
Wow.
Who was in whose group? So basically, if Atlanta pops up because Lyon was in their group, I'll take Lyon off of here, and then I'll run the draw and pick their opponent. So,
rigged.
Very, very much so. So without further ado, let's see who the matchups are going to be for the quarterfinals of the Royal Cup. So first team is going to be Atlanta United.
Hey, that's my team.
Rigged. Atlanta was just
anyone in particular you would like out of these three teams?
What were the teams to match up against again? I'm sorry.
Milan, Chelsea, and Real Madrid.
Yep.
I would probably choose Real Madrid as that's my old club, so it'd be pretty fun to get to play against them again.
I can see that.
But on the worst out of the three, I'd say it'd be like AC Milan, so that would be also a fun little stat pad game.
It'd be fun to play you guys. So will it be two A's going at it? And it will. All right, AC Milan and Atlanta United.
Nice.
one of the first quarterfinal draws. So we'll go ahead and put Lyon back into the list. Obviously, two teams that know each other well. The first game of the season in the league was a very interesting one. Could have actually been Atlanta's first loss, but they had a really good comeback there late. So I'm looking forward to it. I think we play in the next game day or two anyway, so we'll be seeing a lot of each other soon, babe. Yeah. Sounds fun. So second matchup is going to have Manchester City.
Ooh.
And the Milan's already out, so we don't need to take any
Yep.
teams out of here. They can get any of Chelsea,
Real
Lyon,
Madrid,
and Real
Chelsea.
Madrid. And it will be getting Chelsea, so the all-English matchup here. I did hear from one Chelsea player. This is who they wanted was Man City. So
Interesting.
Rigged?
This is actually my website, and I tell it beforehand who I want to match up with. But,
sounds all right.
Yeah, that's two underdogs, and one of them at least will be making the semis. That should be a good one. Next matchup is going to be Orlando Pirates, and there's only one matchup that they can get, and that is going to be Real Madrid. See, this is where I should.
Lyon? Question mark.
Let me look at the real thing real quick.
Am I losing my mind already?
Yeah, they can only get Lyon because Real Madrid were in the group. Wait, no,
No,
they can only
get
get
Lyon or Real Madrid. They can get both. I'm pretty sure they can get both. Unless I'm losing my mind, I'm pretty sure they can
get Real Madrid. They could get both, but Benfica could only get Lyon, so they have to get Real Madrid. See, when you watch the Champions League draw, they have a little bit better system for this.
They don't have somebody going back and forth between fucking different tabs.
Yes, they don't.
And trying to remember on their little notepad that they jog down and what's what.
So anyway, it's Orlando and Real Madrid in the third quarter. God, you guys stuff. And Lyon in the last.
All right.
So Atlanta, Milan, Chelsea, Man City, Orlando, Real Madrid, and Benfica, Lyon. Who is what's your favorite matchup of those four?
It's got to be Milan versus Atlanta for me.
Ooh, I'd have to say the same.
I like them all. I think they're all. I think Milan Atlanta is the only one on paper that's kind of a mismatch based on form this season. Lyon and Benfica are pretty close. Real Madrid and Orlando are pretty close. Chelsea and Man City are kind of close in mid-table. So we'll see if we got anything in us this season. World Cup might be where we have to do it. So yeah, those should be fun. Obviously, 2 legs the next 2 Sunday nights at 9. So we will be looking forward to those. We will obviously not have a draw next week because we only have the first leg played, and then we'll be back the week after the semifinal draw. And the semifinal draw, there won't be any nonsense. It's just whoever you get.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
appreciate everybody bearing with me while I do that. It's a little tricky. So that's the Royal Cup port.
Port?
Well, I couldn't decide what to say. Portion. So I just said port.
Port?
A little rap god action from Dorsey.
Yeah. That's the Royal Cup done and dusted for tonight, and now we move on to the PCN Cup. So obviously that's our Wednesday Cup, single elimination, can play anybody at any time, random draw. So looking at the results from this past week, we had Spurs beat Juve 1-0. We had Milan somehow win a game against Santa Clara 2-0.
Wow, you're not even going to pronounce it right. Uncultured.
Yeah.
Santa Clara.
All right, Saul.
There's a UH at the end.
One team,
according to sources.
I will pronounce one team as I'm told that it's supposed to be pronounced.
Wow, you're about to get Portuguese Prince in your DMs like in the next 5 minutes. That's going to be.
That's fine. Next up was Bayern beating Ajax 2-2 in regular time and 3-2 after penalties. Orlando only a 1-0 win over America. Real Madrid did take care of Arsenal 2-0. I'm going to try this, Batty. I don't know if you're watching. Lyon, Leon 2-1 over Atlanta. I don't think that's right. Apparently, it's not Leon. So, Leon,
Bailey?
Who knows?
2-1 win over Atalanta. Atlanta United with a bit of a smackdown, 3-0 over Man U. Atletico Madrid with probably the result of the round, 4-0 over Super League side Liverpool. That's crazy. PSG 2-1 over Barcelona, the Super League side, able to beat the League One leaders. Benfica 2-0 over Leverkusen. Chelsea 1-0 over Leipzig. Fiorentina 6-3 over Braga. Once again, Fiorentina involved in the goals. Looks like fun. Inter Milan, Porto did their best, but Inter Milan did take care of them 4-1. Man City 2-0 over Lazio. Seattle Sounders moves on with the 2-0 win over Schalke, and then Napoli in extra time was able to take care of Napoli 1-0.
Napoli took care of Napoli. Wow.
You're gonna get put on a watch list after this, Adam.
Napoli and Valencia, they sound the same in a way.
I'm out.
And what? The fact that they both don't start the same letter and both don't end.
The rhythm of saying them is somewhat similar.
I was gonna throw that in.
Have you been taking pronunciation lessons from Saul again?
That must be what it is.
But yeah, so Napoli
just about that game.
Yeah.
Napoli got a 120th minute winner in that game. I was watching from the sideline.
Adam, I heard you sold.
I mean, I wasn't playing, so I didn't lose.
Undefeated in the League Cup?
Undefeated in the league. No, not undefeated anymore, sadly.
Rip.
My streak ended.
Did you play in the 3-0 at Atlanta over Man U, Fabe?
3.
Nope.
Nope.
We with the quality with the side, playing such a puny little side, a little rotation could go in, get some other people a chance,
What a good guy. Good guy, Vape.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Team player.
In our game, we defended well. I don't remember how we got our goals. I don't feel like we didn't deserve to go through, but it was just kind of a little unexpected almost that we did win. So we've been scuffling a little bit, but we're still alive in both cups. So let's see what we can do. I really wish I'd seen the highlights of the Atletico Liverpool game because that's kind of
yeah, that would have been a fun game to watch.
Someone had to have streamed it, right?
I mean, it just adds on. It's just added on more misery to Liverpool's season, which has been not good at all.
It's been tough. And then
you just really hate to see it.
Yeah, and then PSG, who's not really in the relegation battle right now. They're the one team kind of near the bottom that's above that. I think they're in 15th. They were able to beat Barcelona, so it tells you even a struggling Super League side, still has the quality to be at the top of League Two. I think on the whole, I don't think there's any massive upsets in there. I think the biggest one would maybe be Napoli over Valencia.
I would say so as well.
Yeah. So that's the round of 32 review. So we've got our 16 teams left over here in the randomizer, sorted alphabetically. So we will obviously be drawing them one at a time. One team pops out, second team comes up. They're matched up. It's pretty simple. So let's go ahead and run this portion of the draw.
Ooh.
First team to come out is
mentioned,
not Valencia, but Napoli in League Two, and they are, I think, one of only 2 League Two teams remaining. So I think if my math is correct,
right.
Can we get a League Two hype in the chat, boys?
Well, could we get the all League Two matchup? We don't. Ooh. We get Seattle Sounders. So Napoli gets another League One team, and their Cinderella story could continue.
But they do have to come up against the legendary Mo's the Beast, though. It will be a very tricky matchup.
They do, and either one of these teams, I think, getting to the quarterfinals, that's a real accomplishment. Both teams
couldn't agree more.
In the first round, so that should be a good game. That might be a marquee matchup candidate. We'll have to see.
Cool.
Yeah. Next game is going to feature Orlando Pirates, who've been, I think, one of the form teams in Super League for a while now. They're just slowly picking up spots as they go. I think they beat Inter last night 1-0, and they'll be taking on Chelsea. So just got done playing each other in the World Cup group stage, and they get to go right back at it again
Right back at it again, right?
in the League Cup. So Chelsea got one better draw tonight. The other one was maybe a little tougher on paper. So Milan will probably be the favorites there. The next matchup is going to feature Spurs, who were kind of trucking along there, trying to push into that top 6 in Super League. And they will be getting Leon,
Stop.
who obviously got Benfica in the World Cup, and now they get Spurs, who we just drew. We saw that name.
Wait.
I swear to dog, not drinking have been.
Oh God! Someone can we ban him from his own league?
I will submit the appeal for that. Our fifth, no, not fifth, fourth matchup will feature Atletico Madrid, our last League Two team who needs an opponent, and they'll be taking on Bayern Munich. So both League Two teams, one teams.
So that's gonna be good. Just
1
for
plus
the record,
3
Dorsey, I believe the highlights for Atletico Madrid Liverpool can be found on twitch.tv/Elements of God. Put it in the chat there. Too bad Nightbot took it out.
Oh, Nightbot, that's. I see that the chat is. There's a lot of. Oh yeah. Oh, hi Trialich. So Bayern and Atletico. So again, two teams. I think Bayern got to the quarterfinals last season as well. And Atletico, obviously they're playing well in League Two, and so another chance for them to prove their worth against a higher league opponent. Our fifth matchup will have Atlanta United.
Oh, that's my team.
Could it be two Atlanta United AC Milan matchups? It will.
It's rigged if it is. Okay, it's rigged. Yep,
rigged.
Rigged. It's rigged.
You heard it here first.
You heard it here first, because it's rigged. PCN is rigged 100%. you know Dorsey said that just as
Dorsey's
a joke.
like, I'm gonna open up a
totally not expecting to actually be 2 times.
So
No shot. It's gonna be 2 times in a row, right? Nope.
So that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Confirmed.
I don't. If you can do some research right now and see when we play in the league, because I literally think we might play for the next 2 weeks straight.
I know it'll be coming up soon.
Yeah. Like I said, we'll be seeing a lot of each other. So.
Yeah, you will. I'm doing that research right now.
I mean, we'll be seeing you on the 20th at 8:30 p.m.
There you go.
In the league?
Yes.
Okay, so we play the Cup on the 13th.
Yep.
World Cup on the 17th. The league on the 20th. And then the World Cup.
And then the 24th second leg.
On the 24th.
So
you guys play 4 straight game days.
Hashtag rigged?
Y'all might as well just schedule some friendlies against each other just to, keep it on going.
Yeah. Well, we'll move on. Obviously, that's kind of funny how that worked out, but, that's what happens sometimes. Third to last matchup will be Inter Milan. Obviously, this is their last cup they're in, unless they qualify for Super Cup, which they should at this point. And they'll be taking on Fiorentina, so another matchup on paper. Bit of a mismatch for Inter Milan in the cup.
Mismatch in a way that they're down or they're up? You're going to have to explain.
They're up. I mean, I didn't see a mass Mitch.
Dang Fiorentina, he's talking shit.
No, I mean, hey, Fiorentina knocked out one Milan team last year. Maybe this year they get together.
Exactly.
Yeah. Second to last matchup, we'll have Real Madrid.
Benfica, another World Cup rematch.
Could it be? No, it will be Manchester City.
Damn it.
So, Real Madrid, Manchester
Their predictions on
which means our final matchup is going to be a tough one for PSG. They will be playing at Benfica.
Good times.
They'll be fine.
I don't have the matchups here, but if you can remember any of them that stood out to you besides maybe Atlanta, Milan, any matchup that sound intriguing for you guys?
I think I'm going to have to go with Atlanta and Milan. That looks like a good one. I mean, it says something. Y'all are really about to play each other 4 game days straight. That's going to be That's gonna be very interesting.
I'm
I
not
don't
gonna
think
watch
I've ever
Dorsey give up the
See
ball 10
A-Pods
times a
getting
game.
too early, saying AC Milan really
I'm
about to
gonna
lose
see
4
Dorsey
games in
give
a
up
row.
the ball 10 times plus a game on 4 different game days. That's crazy.
Oh yeah. No, I mean that's what I do, right? Um,
Yeah,
but yeah,
if you're not rigging the draw, you're losing the ball.
no, but I think there's some good. There's just some good Super League matchups, and then I
Yeah,
think the two League One and League Two matchups are interesting to me. Um,
I want to see how far Atletico goes. You know, they had a dominant display in the first round of the cup. I mean, come
Yeah.
in, and I mean, they got another little tough task ahead of them, but hey, anyone can win.
That's the beauty of the cup.
so yeah, we will be back next Monday, obviously to review the round of 16 in the cup and give you a quarterfinal draw. So, um, any final thoughts before we wrap this up and get out of here?
Other than the elephant in the room.
Yeah, PCN might be rigged.
Yeah.
Besides that, then we're good.
Well, all right. Well, thank you, everybody. This is the last you'll see from me and Adam, as we might.
Yep. Is GG boys.
Um, shout out to all my Atlanta boys. Coming for you.
Hello. Please do. We can take the ball back off you again.
Oh.
For you don't vape. For TJL the Atom. For the elephant